Good morning. It is Monday, September 19th, 2022. Back here for Daily Shakeup number 594. And today I want to talk about a common topic for me, just different context, and that is blind spots. We all have them. The problem is most of us acknowledge we have them, but don't realize we have them. In other words, if I said to anyone, do you have any blind spots? They would say, of course I do. However, we act in our day-to-day activities, our relationships, and our leadership as if we don't. And we miss things unless there are people around us, typically, who are willing to help us see them. So I want to give you a specific example of a blind spot today. We could call it a blind spot of language, but it's really just an awareness of, do you realize what you just said? So I was working with someone in the context of some scheduling, and they needed to make a change. In fact, to step back from a commitment they had made, a very significant commitment. They sent an email, and it said a lot of things, but here's the key language. They talked about some other event happening, and here's what they said. This other change is, quote, forcing me to change my schedule, close quote. Forcing me to change my schedule. Now, what does that tell us in that statement? Can something else force us to change? We might think so, but the reality is no, because we always have a choice. And when it comes to things like accountability and commitments, it's easy to say something came up, so I'm not going to be there. But what we're really saying is something came up and I'm not going to honor my commitment. But do we realize that's what's going on? Often not, because that's the blind spots. That's one of the reasons we struggle with accountability. We also struggle with the reality that we make choices in our life. So in this situation, I don't doubt that something else important came up, but I do doubt that something else forced this change, this decision, because it is a decision, it is a choice to not honor this commitment. This happens in our lives. I'm not saying that whatever we commit to, we're always going to honor, but I'm saying we need to be aware when we're choosing not to honor commitments and own that choice, because that's what accountable people do. That's what people with integrity do. And that is what people will follow because they trust it. That's it for today. Pay attention to those blind spots and pay attention to the people around you who are willing to share with you about those blind spots. Keep taking care of yourself and everyone around you, and by all means, stay connected.